I was 23 years old the day I realized my own family saw me as nothing more than a shadow in our house. My hands were rough from years of scrubbing floors that were never clean enough. My back ached from carrying groceries meant for everyone else. And my heart had learned to stay quiet. My name is Aisha. In our modest home in Lahore, I woke up before the sun, made chai for my parents, prepared breakfast for my younger brother Hamza and sister Saima, washed their clothes, ironed their school uniforms, and still managed to run to my part-time job at a small tailoring shop. When I came home exhausted, the same cycle waited for me. Aisha, the dishes aren't done properly. Aisha, why is dinner late? Aisha, you're so lucky we let you stay here. Lucky. That word cut deeper than any insult. I wasn't their servant by blood in their eyes. I was their unpaid labor. My father would pat Hamza's back and say, "Beta, focus on your studies. You're the future of this family." My mother would braid Saima's hair lovingly while telling me, "You don't need to study more, Beta. Just learn to cook better. Who will marry a girl who's always reading books?" I smiled through it all. I told myself they were stressed, that things would change, that one day they would see how much I loved them and finally love me back. But what I didn't know was that love had already left our home long ago. It had been replaced by convenience, and I was the most convenient thing they owned. Every night after finishing chores, I would sit on the small rooftop under the stars with my old notebook. I wrote stories there, dreams of opening my own boutique one day, dreams of a life where someone, anyone, saw me as more than just hands that could clean and cook. I saved every rupee I earned from tailoring, hiding it in an old biscuit tin under my bed. It was my secret hope, my escape plan. Then one ordinary Tuesday, everything began to crack. I came home early from the shop because my mother had called, saying she wasn't feeling well. I rushed back with medicines and fresh fruits, my heart full of worry. But when I opened the door, I heard laughter. My mother was perfectly fine, sitting with Saima, eating the special sweets I had bought with my own money last week. They hadn't even saved any for me. That night I cried silently into my pillow. But I still woke up at 5 a.m. the next day, because that's what I did. I served, I endured, I hoped, until the stranger walked into the tailoring shop 3 days later. His name was Zain. Tall, quiet, with kind eyes that seemed to actually see people. He came to pick up a suit his mother had ordered. While I was carefully folding it, he noticed the small embroidery design on my sleeve, something I had stitched myself during a quiet moment at work. "That's beautiful," he said softly. "Did you do that?" I blushed, not used to compliments. "Yes, sir. Just a small thing." He didn't leave quickly like most customers. He asked questions. Not about the clothes, about me. How long had I been working here? What did I dream of doing? For the first time in years, someone listened as if my answers mattered. Over the next few weeks, Zain became a regular. He would bring small orders just to talk. He told me he was a fashion designer who had just moved back to Lahore after studying abroad. His mother was pushing him to take over the family business. But he said he was more interested in discovering real talent. One evening, as rain poured outside, he looked at me and said, "Aisha, you have something special. Your work shows soul. Why are you wasting it here?" I laughed bitterly. "Sir, this is my life. Family needs me." But Zain didn't accept that. Slowly, gently, he started showing me a different world. He gave me small projects, designing simple kurtas for his mother's friends. He paid me fairly, more than fairly. For the first time, my hidden biscuit tin started growing faster. I began to believe maybe, just maybe, I could be more. I started coming home later, tired but glowing with quiet excitement. My family noticed. At first they complained. Then they demanded, "Where are you going? Who is this man?" My father warned me, "Don't bring shame to this house." The real betrayal came on the day I trusted them most. I had finally saved enough, almost 2 lakh rupees. With Zain's help, I had an opportunity to showcase my designs at a small local exhibition. I was so happy I told my family everything. I showed them my sketches. I even offered to buy new clothes for Hamza and Saima with my earnings. That night, while I slept dreaming of the exhibition, they took everything. My biscuit tin, my savings, my designs, my hope. The next morning, my mother looked me straight in the eyes and said, "We did it for the family, Beta. Hamza needs admission fees for university. You don't need all that money. You're just a girl." I stood there frozen as my world shattered completely. The people I had served for years without complaint had stolen my only chance at freedom. My father didn't even look at me. Saima smirked behind her phone. I broke that day, not loudly. But something inside me cracked open and a new version of Aisha stepped out. One who was done serving those who never saw her as family. Zayn found me crying outside the shop the next day. I told him everything. Instead of pity, he offered something else, partnership. He believed in my talent more than I did at that moment. Together we worked secretly. I poured every drop of my pain into my designs. Late nights, early mornings, tears mixed with thread. Zayn connected me with people who mattered, and slowly, my name started spreading in small circles. 2 months later, the exhibition happened anyway, but bigger than I imagined. Zayn had entered my designs under his brand with my name attached. When the local fashion influencers and buyers praised Aisha's collection, my family saw it on social media. They came to the venue that evening, dressed up, expecting to claim credit or at least some benefit. I saw them from across the room. My mother's shocked face, my father's confused pride, Hamza and Saima looking uncomfortable. I walked up to them in the beautiful dress I had designed myself. For the first time, I wasn't serving them. I was standing as my own woman. My mother reached out, tears in her eyes. Aisha Beta, we are so proud. Now you can help the family properly. I looked at her calmly. I already helped this family for years, Ami. I cooked, cleaned, sacrificed. And when I needed you most, you stole from me. Today I'm not angry anymore. I'm free. Zayn stood beside me, his hand gently on my shoulder. Not as a savior, but as a true partner and later, my husband. My family left that night with nothing but the weight of their choices. Hamza's university admission? They had to struggle for it themselves. The easy servant was gone, and they finally felt the emptiness they had created. Today I have my own small boutique. I have a husband who sees me. I have peace. Looking back, I don't hate my family. They taught me the hardest lesson. Blood doesn't always mean love. And love should never be one-sided service. Sometimes the greatest revenge isn't destruction. It's rising so high that the people who tried to keep you small have to watch you shine from below and live with the knowledge that they could have been part of it. If you're watching this and you're being treated like you're invisible in your own home, keep your dreams close, protect your light, and remember, the stranger who changes your life might not always come from outside. Sometimes it's the stronger version of yourself you finally allow to step forward. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched your heart, please share it with someone who needs to hear that they are more than what their family made them believe. This is Aisha, signing off with a heart that finally feels whole.